Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Darrell Oswald, and I'm a fourth generation rancher here in the Wing, North Dakota area in northeast Burleigh County. We run a cow-calf operation as well as a yearling operation where we graze our own yearlings. We've also added some custom grazing to our operation, which has been a beneficial for us and another income revenue stream. If someone had asked me long ago about the question of calving in sync with nature and have we always done it, my answer would be no. We again come from a very traditional background. Our first calving date that we chose was actually the latter part of March and in early April, and again, that's what everyone did, and that's what we thought that we should do. We, of course, wanted to have larger calves to wean, larger calves to background, and so one of our thoughts is of course, one way to do that was to calve early. I will emphasize it was a gradual switch. It was something that, you know, we knew that from a labor standpoint and the way we were doing it, it was difficult. We knew that we'd have to have a lot of things go in our favor to be really, really successful. And we thought that there might be a better way of doing things, but to be perfectly honest with you, there wasn't a lot of information out there about moving your calving date back, calving in sync with nature, if you will. But we were also scared of the fact that just because you move your calving date, there's a host of other things that you need to consider. And we were set up from a financial standpoint to have these calves at a certain weight at a certain time of year. And so those things played into part. And so there was something to think about there. As far as the fact that we made a lot of hay, that was something that we did, and that was ingrained in us. My dad, again, loved being out making hay and doing those things, and so it's a lifestyle thing, if you will. The fact that we had to get up in the middle of the night and battle some snowstorms and rainstorms when you're out making hay on the nicest day in July, those thoughts kind of all go away. I took my first holistic resource management class in 2012 or 2013, and it really opened my eyes into some of the things that we could do. My first child was born, and the thought of not being able to spend some quality time with my kids and things, with calving and all the other things that come with the traditional way of ranching, started to enter my mind. And again, God bless my dad, who again was a large part of the operation, and he was able to change his philosophy, if you will. And so I think that that's something to consider as well. The family dynamic of making the calving date change. You need your team, your support group on board to do this, and it kind of took off from there. And then now, where we are today, where we generally start calving about the 25th of May. We shoot for the last week in May. And for us, the benefits of moving to that date really became into focus and got very clear in the fact that we were able to match our forage resources. Again, when you threw in the cover crop scenario and the stockpiled forage that came along with our multi-paddock adaptive grazing system, whether we were grazing a early season cover crop or some tame grass pastures that we had, although we had the cattle out grazing a long time, we seen the cattle bounce back in the spring and really start to take off. And so by the time that first calf arrived, we were looking at some really content, nice cattle that were just out on the green grass doing what cattle do. It became really quite enjoyable for us, and we just really see no other way of doing it for ourselves anyway in going forward. Again, I think it's vitally important to have a team and a support system. Find like-minded individuals or people that are transitioning along with your pace. And the North Dakota Grazing Lands Coalition, again, the mentorship list. If you looked across that list, you would see that Calving in Sync with Nature is one of their top learning scenarios, because those that have done it continue to do it, and they continue to learn.